there anything we need to sign?
We'll have it in a minute. I said we'll have that in a minute to approving the zone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we vote on that?
We voted on it.
Yeah. Did you get to vote on it?
No, but I voted yes.
Okay. He heard the
We
motion.
didn't see on video.
You're on FaceTime, you David.
Yeah, so Betty just disregard, there's only 2 commissioners voting on that.
Okay, here he is.
Because now he's on screen and he can vote now.
Okay, now. Do you want to go ahead and vote again?
We can vote again. Do you mind?
Sure.
All those.
Adopt the Little Rock School Board zone map.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Now David's back in.
Do you want me to take you off this or just leave you and you don't have to be in it? You can put your face in it when we need to see you.
All right, so the next item we have is the review and approve of the precinct boundary changes. Melinda, are you leading us in that, or is it Amanda?
I am.
Do you mind giving it make sure that you can be heard and
Yeah.
seen, but why we're doing this,
Okay.
for the why.
So,
It's always important.
what happens is when we get through all of the redistricting of the JP districts, we have to go in, look at the lines, and try to get our precincts cleaned up. We had several lines that went off, like instead of it going with the JP, it may just go off. We had some lines that didn't even follow anything. They were old lines. So, let me just take this off. So, it's hard to talk with that. So we had some lines that just, they didn't follow anything, and one that went through a trailer park, so what I did, what actually Metro Plan did, is they sent us the changes that go. I actually set this on your desk, and this is the exact wording that's in the order,
Yeah.
but it has my notes on each change, but it also gives you a little map reference of a visual, which I numbered these. So like you've got one goes with this legal and this change. So, and we had like 31 of the visual maps that go with the changes that they made. But all of it, most of it was cleanup. We had some, and they're kind of noted, that were over the 3,000 maximum. We had to clean that up. In 2015, I guess when that new law went into effect that the precincts could only have a maximum of 3,000 registered voters, I guess they had to just grab population to get things set up. The lines were real messy. I mean, that's cleaned up. The combination precincts that already voted at the same polling location, we went ahead, as long as they were below the 3,000. We combined them. That way, when we have a countywide issue, they'll only have to have one ballot style, and it also eliminate ballot styles if there's only a few races. And by ballot styles, it's all in the amount of people that, different districts for JPs and House and Senate. And so we just worked with all of those lines and cleaned up a lot of notches and a lot of some of it's little things. And we had 2 new precincts that we had to do because of the overpopulation of the precincts, and we can only have 3,000. So we have a couple new precincts, and now when we get this finalized, it was a pretty tedious process. I didn't anticipate that it would take as long as it did to match all this up, because after we combined the precincts, of course, we had to we had a precinct 136 north of the river.
Yeah.
Because it was again something you have to hurry and do in between elections and all that. Well, we had to we renumbered the precincts.
How many do we have?
We,
131.
131.
We're down to 131?
And so, we had to renumber, and, cause used to, I'm just saying this as a example, but used to be able to say, 1 through 55 is north of the river, and then 56 through, now I need to figure those out, but, so it makes more sense. And of course, the combos made us renumber too. So we have a chart, and it's listed in this chart that I gave you, but I have a conversion chart of what the new precinct is and the prior precinct. So like what the prior precinct was before redistricting and the new precinct.
What are the two new precincts?
It's 62 and 9, but
9 up in Marvell
Okay.
and 62 out west.
Okay. So, do we know how many, I guess we won't know today,
on the, like the polling location.
I know, like, just how many voters had a change in the precinct.
Oh, that,
A lot.
We don't know that until after they sign that, right? Okay.
most of, well, in the list, several of them may just have a name change, by name change, a precinct number change.
Right.
And, cause we had several of those, and what I did on your order that you'll be signing, that you set the order up there for Christie, the one to sign, or is it here?
Yeah, that's the one that's on.
To sign. What I did on the order, which is this exact wording, I want you to kind of see it. I thought the chart was more useful for you guys, but this has your order. And we had so many changes that I ended up just going, there's only 2 precincts that remain the same, that didn't have a number change. It was 2 and 22. So I thought, you know what, we want a reference, we want to look at this. So I listed precinct 1, legal, 2 remain the same. But I just basically listed and then down in order so it'd be a good reference and easy. And like 126, see, it just says prior precinct. It
No, I
gives you
think
the
that's
prior.
excellent. And then we'll publish this as well. This is great. Do you want to let Commissioner Raymond see it?
Yes.
So one thing I remember back in the last redistricting, on the other side of it was having to make those decisions you didn't want to have to make because the line was going straight through an apartment building, a trailer, like, trailer park, things like that. So do we alleviate that kind of issue?
That's actually 2 that I know of right off. One went through a trailer park and another one went through apartment building. So
They're eliminated?
Not now.
not now,
That
not now.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
That's not a fun.
And when we got in there 10 years ago, and it's kind of, 10 years ago, we didn't have all the technology
Right.
and everything. I mean, we still had way more than we did 10 years prior, the first time I was doing redistricting, but we had nothing. It made it better, to be able to do this, but it is tedious and takes a little bit, and when you just pass the JPs and then, because 10 years ago, we didn't clean it up as good as what we did this time. I feel like we did a good job working with Metro Plan and getting just the line. Some of it wasn't even inhabitants in the,
Yeah, I
and
noticed
it
that.
was just like, it was just areas that you could just see a notch,
Right.
out, and
No, I see that. I see,
Yeah.
I like how, I think on the very next page on 2, where originally on, between 3 and 1, 3 and 4, it split it in half in a community, and now that's not doing that anymore. So I think that's really excellent.
Right. And 4 was over the 3,000, so we gave most of it, we gave that little chunk to 3.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
And it also made it work better too.
No, it's really, we like to geek out to this stuff.
when you look at the maps, you can tell that we cleaned it up. you know, that it.
Are we gonna, we're gonna publish these as well, right?
Normally, this isn't published,
Can we make it available? I mean, I
Oh,
think if we could just create.
this is posted on our website
Okay.
now. And we can also give another notice out,
Yeah.
to, like on Facebook, so that this is published. And I think, I just got this ready where it references this to this, so I'll probably put this with it. And I did end up getting these all combined in one PDF.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you wanna combine it in one PDF?
Now the one that's on the site, actually, I had Jody, it has the new precinct, revisions, old number.
Okay.
So that you can, it's posted separate.
Okay.
Because then you can go right to it and see, you know, oh, this is the new, this is the old. Hans had already done the old title, then I put the new in front, and then revisions, old.
I think
I
most
got a
people
system.
will just want to see it's a large map, and they find out where.
And that's posted too.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the thing probably the newspaper will want.
Is that a searchable map?
Now that, I don't
Did we
know if
turn
it
that
is
into a
or
searchable
not.
map?
I don't know if it is or not, but I know that Hans can get that to us.
Yeah, if we don't have one, so that you can enter your address and takes you to where you
Yeah,
are.
we probably should just say new preview so people can explore and stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is not gonna be anything somebody would even care.
Just
No.
some people.
Yeah,
The average voter just wants to know where they go vote.
the thing that.
What I would recommend then is just let's attach this then to the, you know, how we're on the meeting minutes, attach this to the documents.
Mhm.
That way it's there.
And this is mainly a lot of people, so they can tell that, oh, it's just cleanup. I mean, you can kind of look at these and go, oh, they, you know.
We'll just attach that to the public record, and that way
Yes.
it's not
Yes.
filtering.
Yeah, and we're gonna repost the map. The map's up, but we just, and I don't know if Jody's already done it. Oh, he's already done it. Hans brought us new colors because
I
some
was
of the
gonna
colors were.
compliment the colors, they're much better.
He brought them and he said, Melinda, if you need to change those, let me know. And so I messaged them because there was like 3 areas that they were all the same.
Like
That's a lot of
yellow.
colors, so,
And green.
yeah, so
The purple and the purple.
he went in and fixed those. I thought, that looks good.
I think it looks great, I like it.
So we'll
I
get
think I need to copy this to put in my office.
We'll get the KMZ files and all the shape files, and we'll give the shape files to Shelby, so
Okay,
right away, he just got all of our other stuff.
fantastic. No, you guys did a great job. Thank you so much. I know that was a lot of work and going through with everything I went through in the past several weeks.
It's the best opportunity to go ahead and get it cleaned up, because when you start in between redistricting, it's just hard
Yeah.
to
But it's
change
nice
stuff.
getting the schools in at the same
Mhm.
time, not doing it like in July.
Mhm.
That's not fun. Did you have anything?
I think it's wonderful. I've done this previously, but back before we had a lot of good technology, and I know the tedious work that it involves, so kudos to staff and the method plan for getting this done in a timely manner. And looks like we're gonna be ready to go forward to get, the voting prepped up for the primary.
Did you have anything to say?
I sure do. I just wanted to say, I applaud y'all for taking on this challenge. This is a benefit to Pulaski County, and in your election administration, cleaning those things up. I can assure you, I know exactly what she's talking about with the difficulty of that work, but that will prove dividends, down the road in your election administration into the next decade. And as your state geographic information officer, we look forward to pulling that new data into the state database and adding it to our statewide precincts layer, so that that'll be available for everybody. And then at some point in this decade, we will also roll these precincts up to Census Bureau, and that will get baked into the 2030 edition of the redistricting file, so that these new precincts will be in that data as well. So I just applaud y'all for tackling this, and thanks very much.
And Shelby, I think I met you in my first redistricting 20 years ago. That's, me and Susan were, cause she was in it 20 years ago too, but it just now hit me when you were talking, that's where I first met you,
Yeah.
wasn't it? You're still.
I probably had hair at that point.
Ron Sheffield.
I don't believe it,
And then-
you can prove it.
Yeah.
Keep
Thank
good
y'all.
there, I
Thank you,
remember.
thank you, Shelby.
Take care.
Thank you.
Director Johnson. Excellent, okay, so is there anything else you need to do or need to say, or need to?
No, we'll get busy on the polling locations, and
So
there
let's
isn't.
first, let's approve.
Oh, yeah,
this,
go
and then
ahead, and let's get David,
yes, get him on camera.
there he is.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the order on the new Pulaski County precinct,
The 2020 redistricting.
20 after post 2021 redistricting. that what it says?
Yeah, that makes sense. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. The motion is approved. And we have new postings.
I'll let
Did
the,
you hear that, Linda?
yes, we heard it,
Can we use David's
and
stand?
I saw your face.
Good.
Can we use
Thanks,
David's stand?
Well,
We do have permission to stand.
Yeah, and we do have permission to stand, but we'll stand with you.
absolutely, you have my permission to say that.
Okay. Okay, let me go get this. See that? The phone's just throwing me off.
All right. All right, so, in other business, if you want to talk about the polling location information.
So, now after this, she kind of got way off. We're going to be working on the polling locations. We kind of looked, there's only, a few that might have, resulted from redistricting, like the lines may have made it to where it's outside the precincts, but we also have polling locations that we contacted. I believe Bart has sent out 3 notes, and he's only followed up twice, since November, which is, he followed up at the beginning of January and then again, but we have a few that haven't confirmed. Most of them have though, now, because he actually called them too. And so there's a few from there that have told us that they're not going to be polling locations. So we need to go in and look and see where the voters vote and see what location we can get and then firm it up with them. So I'm saying we may be able to get it sooner, but it may be better because we want our 3rd member on the commission. So, the end of February would probably be good because it's going to take a little bit working with people and getting it.
Okay. Is there any other business?
No, we were served the lawsuit information today, and I have that. And I reached out to Adam, and Adam said he will be contacting you guys to work with you on response and all that good stuff.
Okay.
So
Does he need a copy?
No, I was still leaving mine.
he has a copy of the complaint, and that's usually what you're served.
Okay.
So, and I have yours, David. So.
Okay.
Just a color.
So okay. So did they bring it by with process server, or did they deliver it certified?
Certified mail. Amanda signed for it.
Okay,
It was this afternoon.
got it.
All right. I have a few other businesses. So I submitted actually it was January 13th, on a Thursday night about 11 p.m. I sent a letter to the party and to the county committee on my intended resignation for the end of this month. And it's all good, it's good stuff. It's not a negative thing at all, I don't think at all. I think it just shows that we are where we need to be. And that's a lot of that to you guys. So, there's just we accomplished so many things in such a short period of time. last Friday, and I did tell her, and sent it to everybody.
It was like,
Yeah, Thursday,
I looked
last
back and-
Thursday. But I didn't submit the letter to the staff until Tuesday, and the reason on Tuesday is because I scheduled my emails to go out at a certain time, but Monday was a holiday, so that's why I waited till Tuesday. I didn't want it to become part of this meeting to become such a huge drawn out thing, so I'm just, I am extremely pleased. And that's, you know, a lot to say, because there's been some hard, difficult times the past 3 years, but I'm extremely pleased with where we are. And I'm excited that the foundation is laid, and whoever comes in and three of you work together, y'all can carry these through and just continue onward. And I think Pulaski voters can feel very confident about the state of their elections here now. And no one has to have reservations. And I think that's a huge accomplishment. So I just want to say thank you very much.
well, we will miss you
Thank you.
tremendously, and we have, I had to hide it.
Don't you make me cry.
I guess I should have went around that way so you could see it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see my married name on there, and I appreciate it. Thank y'all. I give y'all hugs, but
I know.
I really appreciate it. And you know, I'll be away here. I'll be checking in.
Around.
And obviously around, so we have other
Yeah.
business to take care of.
Yeah.
But, and with that, you know, I think, you know, when we come in this door, we are elected by parties. And it is a bipartisan commission, but we operate in a completely nonpartisan fashion. And I think that's imperative to continue forward doing that. I think that that further shows the integrity and the trust that we all are here for the same reason. We may get here, we may have gotten here in a different way, we have different ideas, but at the end of the day, we're all here for the exact same reason, and that's to ensure that the voters have, you know, free, fair, and secure elections. So, I think that's important. I think we're all working towards that goal. I don't want to leave because this will be my last meeting. While my end date is at the end of this month, and I know there's kind of the party, they have their election at the end of February, and then it could be a few days. I don't want you to be without a person in this position, in my position, for the next 30 days or more. So if it would be proper, I would like to temporarily nominate Commissioner Scott to be the chair for that temporary time period.
Yes.
Is that proper?
No, that's proper.
All right, are all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Is that you in favor? I need you to say that too.
And you got
Sorry.
on here too.
Yeah, so like, I don't get to talk to him. It's so weird when you run into people and you're like, I can't talk to you.
That means he needs to serve as the chair position, and then we'll have an election.
Right, so then, so explaining it clearly, so that would just create a temporary chair until the third person comes in, and when the third person comes in, then that will automatically, there'll be a new vote for a chair at that time.
Correct.
So this way, there's not a vacancy in a leadership role while, we're waiting on the third person. Okay. So.
I think we're all registered for the February 3rd training. at the
Great,
school board.
great,
So
yeah.
there it is, and Susan.
And that's something I notified them about as well, to make sure that there was a training for this person they can pick up, and that's no problem at all. So I think everything's on point.
It's even gonna be in the same building there, I think.
It is.
We can all stop by and see you.
It's on the ground floor. Yes, you can. I'm on the 5th floor.
See.
So come see me.
Come see.
Yeah, I'm on the 5th floor.
She said yes.
Yeah. So, do you have any?
No, everything, I wish you the best.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see, we have anything else?
I don't think so.
Do you have any announcements, Commissioner Scott?
I do not.
Okay. So you're gonna be in charge of, calling the next meeting, so I don't have a meeting
Okay.
date. But
There's only one public comment from someone named Ozzy Zigmond, but it doesn't make sense. It's two words. One says VAY, the other is period, REN capital T. So I don't know if they're intended to comment or if it's an accidental comment, but
Is that when you say the words?
they're not pronounceable, it's just
Okay.
letters. Yeah, I think it looks like somebody may have done something and probably hit the enter key before they meant to, and
Or maybe a child.
and there's no, and that happened that was early in the meeting, and they've had no follow-up, so it looks like it may have just been an accident.
Any comment from the public? You're the public.
We want to thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, appreciate that. All right, well, that is all. My last day is 31st, so I'm not gone yet. A few more days, but, so if anyone needs me, you know how to find me. We're adjourned.